Hey there, welcome to the Title and Tech Talk brought to you by the Independence Title Education Team. This is Sandy, and today I will show you how to send a seller's disclosure to your seller to be filled out digitally using Docusign and Zipforms. The first step is to start out in Zipforms. You want to go and find the transaction of your listing you've already created. If you haven't created a listing transaction, you can create a new one and add the seller's disclosure. I'm going to go and find my listing I've already prepped. From here, I'll select the Documents tab. Then I'll go and find my seller's disclosure notice. Please keep in mind that the only one that works is the TAR 1406 seller's disclosure notice. The ABOR seller's disclosure notice does not work. I'll select my seller's disclosure notice. Everything is filled out. So from here, I'll select e-sign in the top left corner. From here, you name your packet whichever you want. Right here, you should see Docusign. If you don't see Docusign, you'll need to select Docusign, and then once you hit send, it'll ask you for your credentials. You'll see that my seller's disclosure notice is listed in my documents, so I want to select Next. From here, I'll select my parties. Please keep in mind that Seller 1 is the one that will fill out the seller's disclosure notice, and then Seller 2 will receive it for initials once it's completed. So I'll add my Seller 1 and my Seller 2. I'll select Close. Do leave it as Order 1 and 2 because Seller 1, Sally Seller, will fill it out, and then when she clicks Finish, it'll go to Sam Seller for his initials. Now I'll select Next to be taken into Docusign. Depending on your internet speed, it may take a while to load, but once it's loaded, you should see, under Sally Seller, you should see that all the tags are placed and the initial boxes are already placed for you. The only thing you should have to do from this screen is hit send. And you're done. Now it's time to call your seller and make sure they received it and walk them through any questions about using Docusign. A few things to keep in mind once you've sent the seller's disclosure to your seller. The fields aren't mandatory, so once they've finished, go in and check and make sure they filled out everything they needed to. Seller 1 is the one that fills out the form. So if you have two sellers, add Seller 1 to the one that wants to fill it out, and then add a second Seller 2 so they can initial it once it's done. And then the third thing is seller will need to fill this out in one sitting. They can't save it and come back. So maybe you want to send it to them beforehand so they can go ahead and look at it and prepare to fill it out once you send it to them via Docusign. All right, thanks for tuning in. As always, reach out to your local sales rep if you have any more questions. See you next time.